Hey, we're just moments away from the latest Tao Daily Tarot reading. These three cards really hold kind of the storyline. You are at a fork in the road, time for a decision. You've been kind of forced into that sort of situation with this tower, but this is what you're ultimately after. Uh, it's kind of a mystery, wrapped in a conundrum. I'll have all the details for you coming up in a second. Hello and welcome to this latest edition of the Tao Daily Tarot. I thank you very much for tuning in. If you're a newbie, please like, subscribe, and share. Very important as I try to build a channel for YouTube. If you're a person who's been here before, just hit the thumbs up, the like button every time you visit, because again, with YouTube, it's algorithms, it's numbers. You know how that game works out, but I thank you in advance. Alrighty, for the newbies, let's talk about what makes this just a little bit of a different read in terms of the tarot. First of all, it's archetypal. I take a look at the images on the cards. I try not to add anything. And the reason I don't is because I work with energies. A lot of tarot readers, and there are fabulous tarot readers out there, like to work with money, with love, primarily love. But I don't. I work with the energies behind those things. That is the energy of coming, the energy of going, the energy of pushing, the energy of pulling. Now, you wouldn't think of those as energies, but stop and think about your life on a day-to-day basis. How many things every day are coming? How many are going? How many are pushing? How many are pulling? Loads. And so what this is, on a daily basis, I do a tarot energetic weather report. We talk about the energies that are in your life. You apply them to your life. But it's like getting ready to go outside and you don't know what the weather's going to be like, and you happen to live in a part of the world where the weather could be variable. You want to know what's going on out there. I tell you energetically what's going on. You decide. You have the power. You make the decision how to navigate your life with this energetic weather report. I also do something called a hyper shuffle. That'll be coming up in a moment. And I try to get this into 10 minutes or less. Sometimes I'm a little over, sometimes a little under, but about 10 minutes because you have a busy life. You have people to see, things to do, even in this lockdown kind of thing that we're dealing with. And so 10 minutes is just a quick little insert so you can get your energetic weather report here on the Tao Daily Tarot. Okay, we got that all lined up. How about if we get ready for something that I mentioned a moment ago, and that is the hyper shuffle. And there you go. There is the hyper shuffle. Let's get to the read now for you in real time. Alrighty, so here we go. We begin with the overall temperature of the card, an oracle card, and we begin with the concept that kind of overrides this whole reading today, fork in the road. Okay, you have a decision, you have a choice. Fork in the road. And the rest of the cards really fit in pretty well with this concept that you do have some sort of a decision to make. I would not make that decision until we get to the end of February, 1st of March. Let's get out of the Mercury retrograde period, because Mercury retrograde, while it doesn't keep you from anything, it also doesn't keep you from making a mistake in terms of judgment. Okay, if you're buying, let's say, some vitamins, and they're going to last 30, 60, 90 days, depending how many vitamins you get, well, that's okay. That's fine. You can make that decision. But anything that you want to be long-term, long-lasting, you do not make that decision in the Mercury retrograde. You study that decision. Once Mercury goes direct again, boom, you go for it and you make your decision. So you're at a fork in the road. There is something that you need to investigate on some level so that you know which way to go. Alrighty? So let's go to the energy of coming and going. First card, King of Pentacles. People thinking money. And pentacles are indeed money, but they're material things, okay? And, pentacles are things that you value. It could be family, could be love, could be money. But because we do have a lot of pentacles in this reading, or quite a few, let's stick with the idea of money for some. Very likely you're focused on a money issue of one sort or another. You would like to see more of it coming in. But that may change. In fact, your values may change because of the Tower moment. Remember, we were talking about the fork in the road. This Mercury retrograde, time to decide, time to think, time to reevaluate. Okay? And there may be some sort of a Tower moment. Doesn't have to be terribly destructive. It can be just a realization. A light bulb goes off above your head and you go, I got it. Or you go, I see where the error of my ways is. I got to tighten this up a little bit. But there's some sort of a decision moment coming up. Let's say for the rest of this period, let's say for the rest of the month, just to be safe, because we're in a Mercury retrograde period, something to do with your values. Yes, it could have to do with money, but anything that you particularly value. And to underline that, here we go to the Ten of Pentacles, right? Now, for a lot of tarot readers, Ten of Pentacles is money in the bank. And that may be true. But that may also mean that you have to firm up your values, what's important to you. Certainly, you gotta pay attention to money because we live in a material world and you gotta deal with the material stuff. Gotcha. But that may not be your story. So I don't want you to lock into it. I want you, that's why I do the energy thing. Coming, going, pushing, pulling. And we're in the pushing, pulling department right now. Alrighty? What is it? Is it just money that you have to work on? And I don't mean just money. Or is it something of more value? Maybe your own self-worth. Yeah, stuff to consider. Certainly to consider over the next few weeks or so during the Mercury retrograde. We go from there to the Queen of Pentacles. Well, my goodness. We had the King and the Queen of Pentacles together. I can't get these right. Doggone. Everything's in reverse here. So the point is we got the Queen of Pentacles and we have the King of Pentacles. So those together make for a very interesting situation. Maybe you're thinking about getting into partnership with somebody. Or maybe you're thinking of balancing both sides, male, female, masculine, feminine energy in you. We all have it, men or women. Maybe you're trying to figure out, do I want to make an investment? Do I not want to make an investment? If I want to make an investment, what do I want to make an investment in? Alrighty? Maybe it's in yourself. Maybe it's in your family. You don't know. But you know that you got a balance there with the King and Queen of Pentacles, as poorly as that was displayed by me. You know what you're dealing with. Alrighty? And that's why this Mercury retrograde for the next 3 weeks, really important to do some internal stuff, to reevaluate. Remember, you have that fork in the road. There is a decision that is needed to be made. And we go to the first magnifier card, King of Cups. Well, you could go cups, that means love. Yes. But how do you define love? What is love for you? Some people love their pets. Some people love chocolate. Some people love their spouse. Some people love their girlfriend or boyfriend, but don't let your spouse catch you doing, because that's going to be big trouble. You get the idea. What is important to you? You may love good health. And the problem with the King of Cups is he does not display his emotion. He will feel it, but will not display it, and can overdo in the senses. He can be self-indulgent. So it's important, as we're seeing so far, we got a lot of pentacles, value in your life. Alrighty? We have a Tower. There's a decision that has to be made because you are going to have to face a fork in the road. And you can feel it. You know that already. And the next magnifier card, King of Swords. King of Swords calls for intellect. Mind over matter, maybe. Certainly mind or over emotions. No question about it. Head over heart. That's the deal with the King of Swords. They can cut and cut deep, and you may have to cut deep. Remember, you have this little Tower moment showing up here. You have a decision. Something will be put in front of you where you have to make a choice. There's that fork in the road. And the final card from the Vice Versa deck is the ever-popular Justice card in reverse. In fact, when I did the pre-shuffle, I also had the Moon card come up in reverse. And those two are very similar insofar as when in reverse, there are things hidden. Maybe you're hiding them from yourself. Maybe you're not being honest with yourself. But you are looking for justice in your life. But how do you define justice? Is it standing up for yourself? Is it really kind of liking yourself, learning to love yourself so that you can react fairly? Is it taking on other people to make sure that they treat you fairly? But you know, if you want them to treat you fairly, you have to treat yourself fairly. Big decisions. Got court cards up here. We have arcana cards up here. All of them re-emphasizing this one idea. Over the next 3 weeks, during the Mercury retrograde, you have a fork in the road. You know it. You know what the obstacle is or the situation is right now. You know. So I would advise, take this Mercury retrograde, do some reevaluating of what's important to you and why. Who is important to you and why? And then, as we get to the beginning of March, take that step forward. You will be ready by then. You will have done your cosmic homework. So there you go. That's the reading for today, the Tao Daily Tarot. Like, subscribe, share. See you tomorrow. Blessings.